So what up, guys? I'm just getting back to my car after a 2.5 hour session of fishing. So initially when I got to the lake, I had planned to film an episode and the weather was nice. I'd planned to do just a bank session. Within about 15-20 minutes of fishing, it started snowing bad enough to where I had to put the cameras away. When I got to the lake today, my goal was just to fish an indicator. As soon as I got there, I was catching pretty quickly on the humongous pattern, and I think I was about 3.5 to 4 feet on humongous pattern. I just really wanted to get out to the lake and just practice fishing with an indicator. There's a lot of different techniques and bugs you can use when fishing an indicator. So today I knew there was going to be a lot of fish, so I just had on a little humongous and also a leech pattern. Certain times of the year when you're fishing maybe midges or different nymphs, it's good to fish flies static, and an indicator helps. You can get flies at a different depth, but I like fishing an indicator with little buggers from the shore, especially when there's a little chop to the water, because the chop will kind of help jig the flies for you naturally. And even in the summertime on a boat, if the fish are really deep, it's another technique I use is to put the little buggers under an indicator. But as soon as I got there, cast it out. One thing I do as soon as I throw it out, if I know my flies didn't turn over correctly, I'll try and give it maybe a couple of pulls just so it flattens out, and that way I'm always in contact with them. And then I'll let it sit. And then if I get my flies to depth, so as soon as my flies get to depth, I'll kind of twitch them a little bit, maybe a couple pulls, just to give it a little extra movement. And usually after that little pull, they'll go and take. After 3-4 little taps, they'll get some takes. So yeah, it was pretty good. I caught a lot today. Missed a lot too, and that's kind of another reason why I wanted to practice the indicator fishing, is it helps. So when I'm fishing another time of the year, the only way to really get them was with an indicator pattern. So now that I've practiced and seen the way fish will take in a situation like this where there's a lot of fish, so when the conditions are maybe a little tougher, I'll have the muscle memory and have seen the indicator go down a few times. But yeah, it was pretty cold, pretty windy. And I also just wanted to address a couple things. I had a couple questions the past couple weeks about different lines to use on the lake. And also I had a question yesterday about the reels that I'm using. So this is my main reel. It is just the GTS 500, the Grays GTS 500, 789. So I had somebody ask about that yesterday. And the cool thing about the Grays reel is that it comes in different cassettes. So instead of buying expensive spools, you can buy cassettes for about 15-20 bucks, and yeah, it saves you some cash. Maybe not the best reels in the world, but yeah, they're pretty good, because I bought 2 of these, came with 6 different cassettes, and I have a couple extra cassettes. I think I maybe have 10-11 lines for lake fishing. But if you're bank fishing, so I had somebody ask me recently about bank fishing and what kind of lines they need for bank fishing. So the first line I recommend obviously is just the floating line. Simple floating line, something that we all already have and we already use. Bunch of different techniques you can use with floating line. You can fish dries, streamers, midges, ton of things you can do with floating line, especially from the bank. And the second line I recommend having is just the Airflow Fast Glass or any type of intermediate. So the Airflow lines come in 3 different floating lines. They come in a fast, medium, and a slow. The Fast Glass I think is more of a traditional intermediate line. Sinks about 1.5 inches per second. Today I'm gonna end today's vlog here. Pretty good, caught a lot of fish, just fished an indicator. So yeah, give that a try if you're out fishing and you want to try something a little different. Yeah, put an indicator on, use your same little buggers, and let the wind jig your flies for you. Thanks for watching, and subscribe.